Well, hello, hello, everyone. We are back again. It's the last Thursday of the month, so that means it must be time to just talk nonsense gardening stuff with Eli. It is true. So we've got another fabby one tonight then. I've got another of my favourite gardening channels who happens to also be one of our longest standing subscribers on our channel as well. And it is the lovely Emma from Emma's Garden. And she's going to join us and we're going to talk all about seeds, how we buy seeds, how we plan for buying seeds, when it all goes wrong, and all of the stuff in between. So I shall bring her on now and we can have a good old chat. Hello, hello.
Hello.
So here you are, you're finally here, you're on the channel.
Fabulous. Thank you for having me. It's really
No,
good to be
not at
here.
all. Thank you for coming. So here it is then. This is the first thing we do. This is your chance. You have 15 minutes of fame to sell yourself then. Tell us all about you and your garden and your greenhouse and your growing and everything good.
So I have the allotment that I call the Garden of Emma. And it all started in the sort of my back garden. So we were renting and I couldn't really grow too much. So I grew it all in pots. And then someone's alluded to starting tomatoes. I said they're really easy to grow. Try growing tomatoes and possibly some radishes because they're one of the easier kind of vegetables that you can grow.
So tomatoes and radishes, you couldn't get two other sides of the spectrum, really, could you?
No, not at all. And I like both in sandwiches, so I thought, that's a good shout. I'll give it a go. And then when we moved, I obviously got a big garden of my own, so I moved all my pots, and it started to take over the garden. And that's
No,
when my housemate Andy said, "I think you need to go and get another space." So
I don't know what you're talking about, Emma. That's never happened to me. Take it. No, no, no.
oh, the garden's his zone now, and I've got my zone. Um, And that's really how it started. I put my name down on the list for an allotment
Okay.
and viewed two. One was immaculate and one was horrendously overgrown. And I took the one that was horrendously overgrown because the other one was too big. I thought it
How
would.
long did you have to wait to get an allotment then?
So I waited the first time about 18 months, and
Really?
yeah, a really long time.
You wait
And the
13 years here.
13 years.
13 years. I'm number 189 on the list for our local group.
Have you moved?
And I've been here 12 years.
Yeah, 13, yeah, about 18 months I waited. And the one that I live 5 minutes away from walking,
That's handy.
is my plot that I've got
Excellent.
now.
So go on then. Let's test your memory. You won't get points knocked off if you miss anything. But since we're talking seeds tonight, give me a wee list then of your things you grow. Give me your like top most exciting 5 things you grow.
So my top most exciting things I grow, oh, courgettes, surprisingly.
Okay.
I
Exciting.
really love them.
Okay. Each to their own.
And I like to cross pollinate them. I know you shouldn't, Um, but I wish I'd taken some photos, but I cross-pollinated green and yellows, and I got like a
Mhm.
marbly effect because they were growing
Ooh,
next to
that's
each
quite
other.
cool.
That was
Cool.
pure
Now,
accident.
there is a name, I can't remember off the top of my head. There is a name for that. Now, I'm sorry, I saw Gardner Scott's with us, so I'm going to put him on the spot. Scott, you did a video about this. Can you shove a wee detail in the comments to what it's called? And maybe one of my lovely moderators will share that video link with everyone. Putting you on the spot, guys. Come on. Yeah, so you cross pollinated courgettes then. Have you done that with anything else?
No, that was a pure accident.
Okay.
Um, the only other interesting I grow was the uchikuri, but it wasn't a great success.
Yeah, I didn't have any luck with that. I
No.
think that was me, to be honest. Okay,
So
give me your lowest on the list. Things that are absolutely not maybe you hate them, but stuff you're like, why am I still growing this?
it has to be beans, runner beans. I don't eat
Okay.
runner beans, but everyone seems to grow runner beans on my
Yeah.
site. they've all got the trellises and
Yeah.
the
There's those
support.
standard things that if you've got an allotment, you have to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't like them. I've tried them. They're really stringy. And I just can't seem to get into
See,
them at
this
all.
is one of my number one rules. If you're starting out as a gardener, I think the best thing to do is start off, just pick 2 or 3 things that you really, really like and just grow them. Don't do the whole trendy stuff from Instagram and YouTube. Don't listen to us nutters online because what do we know? Just pick the things you like and grow them, and that's how you get started. Don't grow runner beans.
I know, but someone sent me some seeds for some runner beans, and I kind of felt I needed to
Yeah,
grow them just to
it's
see
like
if
me
they
and my
were
fig tree.
different. So
You kind of feel guilty if you don't.
I know.
So that brings us on to the topic of the seeds then. And this is going to be cool because I don't know if you're watching who's all here in the chat, but we have got folk from all over the world here. So this is going to get exciting. There's going to be some good stuff coming up. But seeds, people sending you seeds. Do you get loads of folks send you stuff
A
or
few.
share stuff with you?
I do get a few. I get some really nice kind of envelopes sent to me from Canada,
Okay.
mainly. A couple of YouTubers in Canada, just mainly other YouTubers that they've
So
had
who is that then?
success.
It's okay. You can plug them. Go for it.
My Ali from My Rusty Garden,
Oh,
she
yeah. We all
sends
know
me
Ali.
a lot of seeds. And also Danny at the Grapevine Garden,
Yeah. You
he
can rely
sends
on
me
Danny.
a few. So
Danny sent me my first micro tomatoes, I think it was, or dwarf tomatoes rather. Yeah.
I was just going
Okay
to say
then.
micro tomatoes.
Yeah. So teeny tiny, like teeny tiny plants. They're
Okay.
like 20 centimeters high. So I think keep watching because I'm going to be growing them this year. So get ready for that. We'll talk about that in a bit. Right then. Of all those seeds you've been sent, have you grown all of them?
Not all of them.
No. Have you tried any and then decided, not for me?
I
Runner
tried
beans.
some and I did accidentally think they were weeds when I planted them. So I had them all sown, they were in their pots, and then I planted them out. And then when I was doing some weeding, I thought, what are they? They were kind of like
Yeah.
furry.
Uh-huh.
And I then realised they were the cosmos that someone had sent me.
Kate, cover your ears. We actually had the same thing here. Kate was weeding my planters quite a lot, and I couldn't understand why none of my plants were coming up. To discover that she didn't realise that was my seedlings. So we've had the same thing.
Oh, at
Yeah.
least I'm not alone.
So you get sent seeds. I'm guessing these are seeds other people are saving. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. But tell me then, right? Just pick an average year. Have a wee think about kind of how you do things, what you're going to be growing. How does this start for you then? But how do you start planning for buying all your seeds, sharing seeds, swapping seeds, collecting seeds? What's your first kind of start to the plan? I'm making you
So
talk so I can have a drink. So yeah.
my first start of the plan, I have to say, is Valentine's Day.
Okay,
So 14th of Feb, I called it Love Your Garden because that's when I
excellent.
start
I
sowing.
like that.
That's
Love
my
your
day.
garden, do you? Do you send your garden a Valentine's card?
No. I wish I could,
Missed opportunity.
but he does get a good layer of mulch and he gets a few presents to sort of
Oh, I'm
top him
noticing
up.
your
So,
garden's male then.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Kate
but
laughs at me
yeah,
because apparently I gender all the plants. I hadn't even realised I did it. So you start on Valentine's and you look after the garden, you start getting it ready. Do you go
yes.
around and start taking notes and going, oh, I need to think about seeds for this and oh, that kind of thing?
So I don't really tend to have a plan. In the past, I kind of drawn out beds and labels like bed one's going to have the courgettes in them, and then bed two is going to have the tomatoes. And then I just tend to go off the plan, and I kind of don't follow it. I kind of have like a note of it, if you like a
Mhm.
memory note, but I don't really follow it. And when it comes to the seeds, I am finding I'm growing the same thing now because this is my probably, I think, third year of growing on an
Okay.
allotment site. and in the garden, and I'm starting to grow more of the things I'm tending to eat
Yeah, you're finding your
myself.
footing now, yeah. I tell you what, we've just got this has come in that I think is gonna be good for you. Runner beans are great. Do you hear that, Emma? Runner beans are great. So there you go. They're only stringy if you harvest them too late. So could
Okay,
this be it? So could this be a challenge this year then? Maybe you have to do a bit of experimenting with when you're harvesting and report back to us.
that's interesting.
Mm.
Um, I don't know when to harvest them. I just pick them when they're kind of
But that's okay
look
because my
ready.
fabulous peeps here will tell you. So there we go. When do we harvest runner beans then? Now I have to share this one because the chat that we get is just a little bit delayed from our conversation, or my wife is just a bit delayed. But you ready?
Sorry,
We
Kate.
need the cosmos. There you go, Kate.
They were furry, and I did ask a couple of people. I said, "What do you think these are?" And they said, "Oh, I don't know." And I said, "I think they might be asparagus." And they said, "They're not asparagus.
They're
It's
like, did
too
you plant
early."
asparagus?
I had planted it somewhere, but
Ah,
again,
okay.
I came off plan, so I didn't know where I'd planted it. I did it from seed, which I don't think is a very good idea. And a couple of people said, "I don't think that
Yeah,
is
you're on
asparagus."
to
So I
plums,
thought,
not
must
yet.
be weeds. And then I remembered it's the cosmos.
Oh, okay. So let's do this then, cause we're laughing at you reading your cosmos, but I think it's only fair then if I share a wee mishap from me this year. And it's what made me think it would be good to chat about our whole seed buying strategies today. This year, this very year, you guys know me. You know that I'm super into plans and to-do lists and being organized, not just for my garden. This is me. This is how I live my life. I like a good list. This year, Kate and I are sitting at the dining table. There may have been a glass of wine, maybe involved, and we're going through our seed boxes. Notice I say boxes plural. We're now on to 3 seed boxes because, of course, Kate's got one for her cosmos. And we're going through and we're planning and stuff, and super organized, super planned Eli is finding all the things she forgot to buy. No onions. So we're at table, we're organized, and I'm like, oh, I need to get the onions. I've planned I'm going to do a grow along the onions. The harvest was so good, need to get the onion seeds. I'm on the phone as we're doing this. Onion seeds. No, next little bit, we're still in the same glass of wine, folks, so don't worry. And then it's the next thing comes up. Oh, I forgot to get that. I was going to get those tomatoes. Oh, I'm on the phone. That tiny little bit of not being as planned was adding up and adding up. And I don't just mean in buying more seeds. I was doing it as they were coming to us, paying postage every single time. Because just the brain went. It's like I could have just waited
Oh,
till the end of a list. No, every time on the phone. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for planning and being organized.
there's a lot to be said for it, definitely. I think if you do go really off, because before I started even having a plan, I just kind of started sowing seeds and then just putting them in anywhere. And
Yeah.
then I realized, because I was a new gardener, you had some plants that can't grow next too close to others.
Yep.
So I had, I think, tomatoes and potatoes right next to each other, and I found out that you couldn't do that. It's a big no-no. Um,
It's a big
so
no no. Don't do that. No, no. Oh, now I tell you what, I'm going to put you in the spot. We've got a question. Are you ready for this? This is a good one, actually, because it's to do with buying seeds as well. So, Ali asked earlier, and I reminded her, come along and ask, would you buy organic seeds? Is it worth the premium prices? So, do you buy organic seeds?
no, I can't say I
No.
do. I do have a couple of places that I buy seeds from. I don't specifically look for
Mhm.
organic. For
Yeah.
me, it's a bit like the organic foods that you can get in the shop. Um, and I don't really pay the premium to be organic mainly.
But I think this is a good thing, though, especially with buying seeds. Yeah, it's a premium price. And Ali's saying, is it worth it? Well, I think that's the thing is
Mm.
we all have different things that are priority to us and mean stuff to us. So if you are an organic gardener and it is really important to you that everything you do is organic, you're super careful about it all, then obviously you're going to want to make sure you're buying organic seeds. But the thing is, to go through that process to be certified to be organic is expensive for the companies producing the seeds.
That's
There
right.
is the producing them without all the chemicals and extras and fertilizers and all the synthetic stuff. That's an extra cost. Plus, there's a higher rate of loss for them growing because they're not doing all that stuff. But
Mm.
then just the fact that something's certified as organic costs. Because I don't know if you guys realize this, but if something's not certified organic, it doesn't mean it's not organic. You have to pay as a company to get the labeling of certified as organic. And for a little tiny business, maybe a new little family business, that's maybe an expense they can't afford. So when you talk about premium prices, I guess that's it. Is it worth it? Well, I'm not sure I would say that quality wise there'd be a difference in quality between an organic seed, not organic seed, or even technically if you call something an organic seed. But it does cost more to produce them and it does put
Mm.
extra costs on that company. So those premium prices are allowing you to have that option. So I guess if it is something that's important to you, then maybe that's kind of where that
Yeah.
cost comes in. So you have to kind of think of it that way.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't see that it would be cost effective for me personally. Um, the seeds that I do buy, they are quite expensive, I think, already.
Mhm.
So to then add on to a premium, and I grow quite organically. I don't use any weed killers, pesticides, nothing.
Yeah.
It's all natural, like
Mhm.
comfrey and things like that. But yeah, for me, it doesn't have to be 100% organic for me to be able to pay the premium to buy premium seeds.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing is you can be completely organic and remain. I know a lot of people that won't even use plastics in their garden and that kind of thing. But
Mm.
every little thing you do to help reduce pesticides and things, every little thing you do is a good thing. So, it doesn't have to be
Exactly.
that, oh my, I can't do all of this, so I'm just going to give up. Little bits here and there, little baby steps. We can all do little bits.
That's right, and you just didn't need to do what you feel best to do. You can end up spending a lot of money being organic, and it can be something as simple as just growing comfrey and
Mhm.
putting it in water and
And
then
making your
just
feed.
draining it, and
Yeah.
that's your fertilizer,
I'm
which
having a
is
giggle here.
completely organic.
The drug of a gardener is either seed catalogues or garden centres. I don't think
Oh
anyone's gonna disagree with that, are they?
no,
No, garden
no.
centres. Yeah, let's put our moderators to the test here. Let's see if they can find this video. A good while ago, Kate and I took a wee trip to the garden centre to get some hanging baskets, and come home with trees. And, 'cause you can't it's just there, and it's like, "Go and take me home." You can't leave it, that would be cruel.
No, that
No,
would
it
be
can't be a
cruel.
cruel plant mama. Nope. So, yeah, I kind of agree. Garden centres are dangerous.
They are. You go in to browse and you just think, I'm just going to see what they've got. That's all I want to do. I just want to
Mm,
see what they've got. And then you're midway round the garden centre and you're like, they've got that. I haven't got that. And it can be that, so aubergine seeds, I've got quite a few of them because I keep saying I'm going to grow aubergines and I keep killing them before
yeah.
they get anywhere. So when I go to the garden centre, I'm looking for different varieties of aubergine, and I come out with about 6 or 7 plants that
Mhm,
I didn't actually need. But yeah, they're very dangerous for me. And supermarkets as well, because they have quite a lot of plants in these days that are a lot cheaper than garden centres as well.
mhm. Ooh, here's a good one. Heritage. I'm guessing then, because this is one of these kinda trendy terms. What's your understanding of heritage then, heritage seeds, before I jump in?
Um, a little vague,
Because
but
there
my
is no right and wrong answer to
understanding,
this, that's why I'm asking.
it's a I believe, and I might be way off, I might be really wrong. I believe it's the original seed. So before you start cross, not cross pollinating, but trying to change the seed
Mhm.
to make it more blight resistant or
Yeah.
allium leaf liner resistant, it's that
Okay.
original.
Okay. Well, original is a good way of putting it. So heritage, right? There is no definition of what heritage is in terms of seeds and plants and things. But there are kind of rough guidelines, if you like.
Yeah.
And generally, it is something that has been grown. It's a plant that has been grown through certain generations. Now, some places will say it can only be heritage if it's been grown without, like you say, without any sort of like messing about, whatever. That straight plant has been grown for at least 3 generations. There are other folks who it's got to be something that was grown like that since before the war, and other folk take it back even further. So it's kind of I like to think of them, they're a bit like the family antiques, the family heirlooms, if I
Say
say it that
heirloom.
way. Heritage, yeah. But the difference between the heirloom and the heritage, like you said, it is the traditional, the old school from your area. So heritage for me, for some things you can get that are, very, very much is a Scottish plant
Mm.
grown here kind of thing. Generally, though, heritage would be for both of us, it would be a UK thing. So real seeds are brilliant for that. Lots and lots of heritage. So your heirlooms can be heritage, but
I do
not
I do
always.
think so, yeah. Yeah. I I have bought from real seeds before. I bought the Uchikuri from them,
Mhm.
um, purely because I wanted one that wasn't mod modified in any way. Um, but yeah, I have used them
Yeah.
quite a few times.
So what do you think then? Do you think we should be growing more heritage seeds rather
I
than the new
think a
trendy
mix.
stuff?
I
A
think a
mix, yeah.
mix.
I'm kind of the same. I grow some heritage stuff for fun,
Mm,
but I don't like the limitations.
no.
I like to be able to do so, but I do grow some because there are some things you think, "Well, I wanna keep that going,"
Mm.
but I do like having the choice and because I like my mad tomatoes. You guys know that.
Mad tomatoes are
Like, oh, come on, you have to have your mad tomatoes.
you have to, yeah,
Okie
definitely.
dokes then. In amongst all of that, I was like, "Oh, I want to mention this thing I saw," and I got totally sidetracked, but we were talking about garden centres, seed catalogues, all that kind of thing. Where do you buy your seeds? What's your favourite seed company?
So my go-to, and it's because they have a catalogue, I have to say. I haven't got one to hand actually, which is a shame, but is DT Brown's. I use
Okay.
them an awful
Right,
lot.
I've got some notes on my phone. I'm just going to check while you're talking. Hang on. What are you using?
Um, and they tend to give out like a free catalogue. It comes through the post, and
Okay.
that's why I use them because I get
Okay.
excited when it
So
lands in
it's
the
the
letterbox.
catalogue. It's not that you think they're a better company or it's better seeds or anything like that.
No, not at all. I just can't even remember how I heard about them. I think I saw them in a gardening magazine, like an advert when I started, and I thought, oh, I'll have a look. And then I saw they had a catalogue, so I ordered the catalogue, and it kind of got of habit, like
Yeah.
when they sent
See,
it,
I don't
that I
like
just
catalogues.
have a winter browse. It's my
I'm
winter
saying that as a
browsing.
whisper because it's probably a bad thing and people are shocked. I get really annoyed when people send me seed catalogues. Mostly, I didn't sign up for them. I didn't ask for this, and you're sending it. It's just a waste of paper and
Paper.
ink and production. I can get all this info online. Plus, I'm less likely to go and buy loads of stuff I didn't actually need if I have to go and search for the things I want,
Mm.
rather than flicking through a catalogue because I'm a nightmare.
See, I do prefer, it's like when I'm reading, I have a Kindle and I just could not get used to it at all.
Mhm.
Whereas when I'm reading a book, I get really kind of focused on it. And
Yeah.
that to me does is the catalogue. They're
Mhm.
literally in my hand. I'm sat there
Yeah.
with a cup of tea
It's like,
and I'm just flicking through it.
yeah.
Whereas online, it's just flicking through
Yeah, you're just doing the
the
job.
pages. And
Yeah.
they're categorized online as well. You click on the menu and they're
Yeah,
very
it's
specific,
it's
whereas I
it's
like
designed to make it easy for you, but you
mm,
don't get lost in the same way. Now,
That's
you
it.
disappointed me when you said it was just because of the catalogue that you used that seed company, because I wanted to jump in with this little fact, and now it's not as good anymore. So now we get asked this a lot. People will always ask when they see you online, who's your favourite seed supplier? Because people want to know, they've had their new gardeners, they've had
Mm.
problems, things haven't germinated the way they expected. So they want to make sure they're getting better seeds the next year so there's less chance of that. So they
Mm.
ask us this a lot. Here's the thing. Now, again, this is UK based. Mr. Fothergill's, okay? I get a lot of my seeds there. They are the same company as DT Brown,
Really?
as Wilmans, as Johnson Seeds. All these names we know, these are the big seed companies we know. They're all subsidiaries of the same company. It's the same seeds, different packaging. And this is a big
Oh,
thing.
no.
This is quite common. The huge big suppliers are supplying all these different people. It's the same seeds, different packaging.
Wow.
So, it makes you think, well, if I can get a Johnson's one cheaper than a Mr. Fothergill's, I'll go
Yeah.
there. But yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I've got two here actually, Johnson's and um, Thompson and Morgan, two of them, and one was
Yeah.
cheaper than the
Mhm.
other. So interesting that they are the same.
Well, there's another thing. So we're on the cheapness thing. So when you're planning your stuff, here's a good little thing to think about, guys. Now, I know you've bought from Premier Seeds before, haven't you, Emma? I'm sure I've
Hmm.
seen you mention it. Yep.
Yep.
Packets with gorgeous graphics and lovely photos on them. Or Premier Seeds send you a little piece of tinfoil with your seeds in it. It's not as glamorous. Yeah, it's really hard if you're doing the what are you sewing videos and you hold up this square of tinfoil. It's rubbish. But you pay extra for those, it's called a pictorial or a premiere packet, because it has to all be printed, those photos have to be taken, graphics made. So your seeds are more expensive generally coming in those packets.
Mm.
So that's another thing. They're great because, like, I love Fothergill's seeds because the packets are awesome. Well, the info in the back, I love that. But I can go to Premier Seeds and get the same thing for 99 pence. And usually
And
get more of them. Usually end up with like
right,
5,000 carrot seeds because everyone needs 5,000 carrot seeds.
these ones are the sweet pea, and there's 600 seeds in there to last 2025.
Yeah.
And I bought these last year, and I haven't even gone through quarter of a pack yet. So you can get them a lot cheaper. And if you do need the information, you just go to the Premier Seeds website
Mhm.
and just
Yeah,
have a look at
that's
the
what I do.
seed, and it just tells you
Yeah. I
all the
actually
info.
took folk through that. So I did a video all about reading your seed packets and catalogs and things. And I covered that don't forget you can go to these companies' websites and all this info's there as well. So
Mm.
you don't need to pay for the pictorial packets. That info is there.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
This is quite cool. I didn't know about this, but Claire is asking, do you get a discount through Kings with your allotment society? Because I know Pammy does.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
don't
rubbish.
actually.
You're gonna have to have words.
I know. The only thing they give us a discount on is the RHS visits. So there's
Okay.
like a link to the RHS website in the membership. You can get a discount off the yearly membership fee,
Mhm.
which is about 20%, I think it is. It brings it down from, I think it's £80 down to sort of £60. And that's the only thing they really do. But I think it's because they do like day trips out to the RHS as well.
Yeah.
So we big group minibus and off we go, which is quite nice.
Nice big bus to go for your I love that. That's awesome. I'm just
But
having a
yes,
wee quick look to see what we've missed in the comments.
I don't really get a discount from there. We do
You
have a
just went
shop
suddenly
though.
quiet there. You do.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do have a
That's not
shop.
bad then. So we were just talking about how it's the big seed company supplying lots of folk. So there we go. Gardner Scott saying it's the same thing in the US. Lots
Mm,
of the catalogues all have the same address. And that's
yeah.
that's Gardner Scott's another avid seed catalogue fan I know with his tartan blanket.
The other thing I
Oh,
do like with catalogs, and again, it's because they send me things that I can hold and I can read.
mhm.
There's various seed subscriptions that you can sign up to. And when I started growing, someone said to me, "Why don't you try one of them?" And
Yeah.
I did for a little bit, and I did find them good because they gave you little handouts of how you can grow and like information on the seeds that they've sent. But what I did tend to find is they're quite expensive.
Yeah. Now, I was going to ask about this because I know a lot of our guys are in these different seed subscription kind of groups as well. So you tried one out. What did it involve? So much did it cost? What did you get for it? That kind of thing.
So the one I used was called Seacraft, and I used them when I started because I didn't really know when to sow things and what the best time to start sowing them was. And now 14th of February is kind of my time
Hmm.
to start. Um, and that's the reason I used them, because they would send you seeds that you could sow at that time of year. So your January packet would include things like onions. I've
Yeah.
actually just got my January packet actually.
That's quite cool. So it is quite
um,
relevant to that month.
it's all relevant to that. They're all seeds that you can sow that month. And they give you like a handout that you can keep hold of to read about them and how they
Okay.
grow pest problems. So that's why I started with them, because I was a beginner and I wanted to get into that whole repeated sowing. But when I kind of found my feet a little bit, they just proved too expensive and
Yeah.
not cost effective for me anymore.
So really quickly then, roughly how much did it cost and how many packets of seeds did you get?
So that particular one is the only one I sign up to. That's £8, and you usually get 4 packs of seeds. So average of £2 a pack. Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I've never done one of those things, but for me, it's more I didn't like someone telling me this is what I'm growing. It's like I want to grow the things I want to grow.
Mm,
I don't want you sending me things that you think I should grow. And chances are it's
yeah.
going to come from like the southeast of England. It's not going to work in my garden, or it's not going to work in the months you say it. I'm not going to have a long enough season. So I was just a bit like, can't make me do that.
No, no, can't make Eli do that. Definitely not.
But
But
I know there are a few heritage companies in Scotland that people
yeah,
do seed subscriptions with.
yeah,
So I
they
have
can
seen
be
that.
really good. They can be, and I think it's a personal preference. I really
Yeah,
do, because if you generally, like when I started, I I felt I needed that for me to be told when to sow something, and things that I could grow, because I didn't really eat vegetables before I started growing either. I was a bit, yeah, I know,
no,
really
I'm the
bad,
same. I'm exactly the same.
like a tray bake person, just whack it in the
I
microwave.
remember growing my first peas, and Kate had to
Mm,
show me how to pod them because I'd never even seen a pea pod before.
really?
Yeah, because I didn't grow up. I grew up on the south side of Glasgow. Vegetables for us were chips.
Oh,
And
we've got
for our lovely North American viewers, chips for us is fries, but like big
fries.
home fry things. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in Glasgow, and this is the thing, Chico's here, so she'll probably shout at me for this, but yeah, in Glasgow, that's a Glasgow salad is chips, a plate of chips.
We've got a grow your own just literally around the corner. And when I moved, I remember seeing onions on the ground, and I
Uh-huh.
thought they grew on trees. Um, so yeah,
Yeah. But I think
I
this is
didn't
a
really
good
grow
thing though,
vegetables.
us admitting this, because people go, "You grow all this stuff, or you know what, you've been doing this for years." And it's like,
Uh,
yeah, we've come to this kind of at a slightly later age than, you know, both of us
that's
are
it.
what, 22, 23 now. So, you know.
Mm, yeah, yeah, and you have to learn from it, I think.
Mhm.
When you start growing, sometimes you buy them ready grown. Someone's already bought the
Yeah.
seeds, grown it, but the drawback to that is they are again more expensive, whereas seeds are a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Now, this might be fun. I'm going to say, um, you're agreeing with us then, Gail, oh, how we've grown. Yeah, no. But yeah, so seeds. I'm going to say that seed potatoes count as seeds. Yeah, cause
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. So Pammy, I want to know then, if your seed potatoes are from Scotland, what variety? Because some of my favourite potatoes to grow when we used to grow potatoes, Arran Pilot and Arran Victory. And I could guarantee they would work for me because, they're from Arran. And if something will grow in Arran, it will grow anywhere. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that's very true.
Yeah. So seed potatoes for you then, what do you get? What's your go-to?
I don't really have a go-to. I'm still experimenting a little bit with potatoes. I
Okay.
started with the pear, the Maris, and that's
Mhm.
because when I got a bag of chips out the freezer, saw that they were growing from Maris pear potatoes and McCain. So I thought, oh, that's a good potato to start with because I do like chips, or fries. And I tend to grow the Maris pear and the Maris piper every single year. With regards to the first earlies and second earlies, the Charlotte did really well last year
Mhm.
for me, but they did run out of Charlotte. I was really late. I wasn't prepared. I'm a bit like this year. Wasn't prepared for the potatoes at all. And when I went to go and get them, they didn't have any. They sold out. So they gave me Jazzy, and they were really good.
Okay.
They were really good.
Okay. Still sticking to my Arran Victory. Anyway, right, okay, so we've talked lots about all the buying of stuff and how expensive it is, how cheap it is. But I want to know then, you're a few years in, you're an old hand at this now. Do you save your own seeds? And which seeds do you save if you do?
I haven't saved. It's a really scary thought for me because I I kind of think I'm going to do it wrong. And that's why I haven't really saved some seeds. And I admire Annie because she sends me these, and she sends me like a whole packet. It's
Mhm.
not just one or two; it's a whole packet. And I just think, oh my god, how have you saved all this? And I'd love to do it. And she commented on one of my videos with the I think it was the pak choi, it bolted, and I was like, "Oh, it's
Oh,
bolted," and I pulled it all
yeah.
out, and she was like, "All those seeds."
Seeds, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So, I tell you what then, I've got, I think, 3 videos now on saving seeds. So, are you wanting to try saving everything? So your veggies, your flowers, the works, or is it just specific things?
I would like to I know you can't save courgette seeds or pumpkin seeds or the
Yeah.
squash it because I know
There's a risk with saving,
there's a
yeah.
toxicity risk, I think, with them, but I would like to save the seeds that I'm growing. I do
Okay.
buy, again, garlic every year. I buy it every year. I eat every garlic clove, and I would like to try and have one clove that I just replant. So that's one thing I'm going to do this year.
Okay. Apparently the best guide to saving seeds is free and real seeds. The best, are you getting that?
The best.
The best. So maybe you'll have to check this one out then. Okay. Garlic, I don't save, but it's because we don't grow enough of it. So we never have any left when it comes kind of time. I love my garlic. I use a lot of garlic in my cooking. Even more now because we're growing it and I just go mad. But yeah, but
It's
generally seed saving is actually way easier than you think. And I did a whole thing this year. So if you guys have seen every so often I mention our fan club, which is all our Patreon guys. So there's a group in there with them, and we're actually doing grow alongs this year from some of my saved seeds. So I've
oh, wow.
sent them some black krim from my tomatoes from last year. I've sent them some seeds from my peppers. So they've got some King of the North and some of my Steve peppers, and even some of my Bidens from the garden or flowers, that kind of thing.
Mm,
Because when you get the hang of the whole seed saving, it means you can be growing things that you struggle to buy seeds for. So for me, Bidens,
exactly.
I struggle to get seeds for the Bidens I like. I can only get the really boring yellow ones.
Mm,
And I like the hot and spices and that kind of thing, the ones with the oranges and the yellows and so. So I've been saving my seeds from them and just
yeah.
bringing on that way. And it saves a fortune. And even this year, I give it away a little bit. But if you keep watching, Kate has been saving her Cosmos seeds, so she's going to be growing from her own saved seeds this year. We'll maybe have to send you some, Emma, because you'll have no Cosmos left, will you?
I haven't got any cosmos left.
Maybe if you're nice to Kate, she might send you some.
However, Ali has sent me, bless her, the tall cosmos.
Excellent. There we go then.
I promise I will not think it's a weed this year and pull it out. I promise.
Excellent. I'm going to test you now on because I don't know what this is. Where's it gone? Rutabaga. I know the word. I can't remember what it is. What's that again?
Swede.
Is it? And
It's a
Swede is what
Swede.
we call turnip.
No, turnip is a so Swede is like it is a bigger version of a turnip. And rutabaga
Here,
is
turnips are like the size of my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Turnips are sort of
And very appropriate because it's Burns night.
golf ball size-ish, probably about that big. And
Really? No,
Swede's
that's not a
probably
golf ball.
bigger,
That's a cricket ball.
like a bit bigger. But I think the rutabaga is the American word
Term for
for
it.
Swede.
Sometimes I remember and sometimes I forget. So I have to keep going. What's cilantro again?
I only learnt that because of Danny's grow along. He did a Swedebaga challenge last
Okay.
year.
So there we go. We've got a pile of folk all jumping in. Sweden, Scotland is a turnip. It's your
Oh,
neeps to go with your tatties. So
neat.
tonight you should be having your haggis, neeps, and tatties for dinner because it's
Burns
Burns
night.
night. And we can all fight over which tatties we're having.
The Aaron.
Now, I've just one of those random things when you learn about your viewers. Trisha's from Scotland. I did not know that.
No, I did not
Ali,
know
I
that.
so did not know that. So that's quite cool.
No, I didn't. To me, a turnip's a turnip and a Swede is a Swede. They're completely two separates for me.
Okay. We're just going to have to all fight in the comments about this now.
It's just really interesting, I think, because it's what different areas call different things, isn't it? So,
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently, Ali's from Dundee.
ooh,
Kate's from Dundee. Anyways, okay then. Right, so we're off the whole rutabaga and cilantro and what's the other? Zucchini. And what else?
yeah.
Rocket's another one. There's a different Americans call that something else.
I think,
I can't remember.
yeah, I'm not sure
They,
what they
have
call
you noticed they
rocket.
always have cooler names for things than us?
They do.
They do
Yeah,
way
they
cooler
totally do.
names for things.
Yeah, they totally do.
Zucchini. It's like that's awesome. Zucchini. It's way better than courgette.
I do like the zucchini though. It does sound better. But it didn't strike me at first.
Arugula. That's it.
Arugula.
That's it.
That it was a courgette. I thought they were two different things because of
Because
two
some
different names.
YouTuber said that. Yeah.
Mm.
Never listen to YouTubers. No idea what they're talking about. Right, we're
In their
totally
own
off topic then, and we're getting near to the end of tonight. So, are we going to try some seed saving this year? Are you going to be brave and give it a go?
I did try at the back end of last year. So I had some sunflowers that I had, and I really loved them. They were huge, and I posted loads of videos about the bees on the sunflowers, and one particular bee that just was there all day on this sunflower. And I just thought I really liked them. I just want to save the seeds. So that's my try for this year to start seed
Okay.
saving.
Okay.
I left it in the sun, left one for the birds because the birds have to
Yeah.
have the seeds as well. So I have tried the sunflowers,
Mhm.
and I've also, because I don't eat the runner beans, I don't really mind if I don't grow them very well.
But again,
So I've
this year it's
saved.
going to be all about harvesting.
That's it. When they're
So you're going to
small, I'll try
are you
them when
going to
they're
try it
small.
again, or are you just like, nope, I'm off them now?
Oh, I think runner beans for me, it's that thing when you're a kid and someone says to you, you know, your fish has no bones in it, and you find one. And for me, like my mum always said, they're not stringy, and they would be, and
Yeah.
I just don't trust it.
Yeah, I'm one of those kids with the fish bones, and now it's a hard fight to get me to eat fish.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless, of course, it's dipped in butter and deep fried, Glasgow.
Yeah, that's
But,
different.
it's a whole different thing. It's not fish. So what do we think then, very, very roughly, because it is still only January. So, in no way am I claiming that we've all stopped buying our seeds. But how along the plan do you think you are then? How prepared are you for the coming season? Have you got all your seeds?
I have got all my seeds. I'm quite prepared because the later part of when things start like slowing down towards the end of the year, I really start to think about the next year, and I have a look at my journal and see what I've grown really well and what I haven't grown very well. Because it's really good to keep a journal. So a lot of the seeds, because I buy them year on year, I've kind of already got
Mhm.
them prepared.
Yeah, you're noticing Pammy's a big liar. I have all the seeds. I know you're going to go and buy more Pammy, and I've seen
We
your
always
spread.
we always have to buy more. You always
We
need
do.
something else. Always, even when you're in the supermarket picking up something, and then you walk past the rack that's got seeds in there, and there's always one you haven't got. Always.
Always. Or one that you're like, "Oh, that's pretty."
Mm,
See,
that's
this is
it.
the difference with Kate and I. Kate is really quite strict with herself. And I'm sitting on Instagram and people are sharing pictures of the most beautiful cosmos ever. And Kate, I'm showing Kate, and Kate says, "We don't need any more. We've got everything we need." It's like somebody
No.
broke my wife. It's just that's not normal behavior to buy the seeds.
What's her favourite Cosmos? The taller one or the smaller dwarf one?
At the minute it's Candy Stripe, the quite tall ones.
Mm.
She was all excited about the candy shells we got were going to be amazing, but they were just such a disappointment when they did come up.
Oh, shame.
However, she's got a bit of a challenge this year, so she bought herself chocolate cosmos last year, just one plant, and she loved it. They're actually quite difficult to get seeds for, and they're really expensive.
Mm.
So Santa bought her some chocolate cosmos seeds this year, and you
Lovely
would not
Santa.
believe how much those cost. So Santa's on a budget. No fancy veg for him this year.
Oh, bless.
But they're
Bless.
amazing though. They really do smell of chocolate. They're unreal.
Really?
Honestly, if you see them, grab some. They are awesome, and they're really, really deep, brown at a glance. But when you really get up close, it's like a really, really deep kind of maroon almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really nice. Yeah.
I like
So yeah.
the mints, the chocolate mints, because it's a bit like the After Eight mints where you can
Mhm.
kind of just rub it and I can't eat chocolate normally because I can't have well I used to be able to eat a lot of dairy but I can't now. So for me rubbing that mint is a bit like my After Eight fix.
Yeah. That's it's funny though. There's a lot of things I've learned over the years from growing them that I now absolutely love, like that vegetable.
Mm,
Enough that I'll have it just by choice all the time. Like I love broccoli. I love broccoli so much. I will eat it all the time. And
mm.
then I think back to me as a kid, and you could not get me to eat a vegetable as a kid.
No, no.
Yeah. It's funny, growing your own stuff gives you a whole different appreciation for things.
I think it's because it tastes so different. So Brussels sprouts to me as a kid, I was like, no, I'm not having those Brussels sprouts. And you can put
My
as
parents used
much
to overcook
cheese.
them something chronic.
Horrendous,
Oh,
horrendous, and the water used to turn green and all sorts, and I just
mhm.
oh, no,
No,
and I grew some Brussels sprouts because I everyone was growing sprouts as well, I thought, "Oh, okay, I'll try them,"
Christmas dinner.
and completely different taste,
Mhm.
completely different.
Yeah, just don't boil the hell out of them.
No, 3
Kate
minutes.
laughs when I talk about this because my favourite way to cook sprouts, shred them super fine,
Mm.
saute them with loads of garlic and bacon. And Kate laughs at me. She's like, "That's because you're putting bacon in it. It's nothing to do with the sprouts."
That might have a bit of bacon kind of taste to them now rather than sprouts.
But yeah, they are good though. I do love them. Yeah. So
Haven't tried them with
hopefully
bacon.
then, it's only January, but I'm hoping I'm sorted and I've got all my seeds and I haven't missed anything else that I'm going to end up having to pay more postage for. That's the plan.
Mm.
But my big exciting one then for this year, I was telling you about micro tomatoes.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of this last year. I had some going in the greenhouse just as a test, and I had some in the green stock, which was fabby because it meant I had 6 tomato plants in there basically, and it just took up one row. It was brilliant. But they're full-size tomatoes, but the plants are tiny.
Tiny.
So the ones I had were about 30 centimeters tall or whatever. So yeah, we're going to do a few more of them this year for a bit of fun. And we've started a couple off now, and people are panicking because it's only January. But it's like, no, micro plants for the kitchen windowsill. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's great, and they're just brilliant tomatoes, but really manageable little plants,
Are they like
and they grow
the kind of
fast.
blueberry size? Like with the really
No,
small ones?
oh, now you get the really, really small ones. Those that it's actually the fruit that are small. These ones, it's normal size fruit. So it's
Okay.
normal sized cherry tomatoes or normal sized salad tomatoes, but a very, very small plant. So yeah, I've got a bundle of seeds from Camilla. So my guys know Camilla because I talk about her a lot. But Camilla runs a market garden up north in Scotland. So it's Camilla's country living. But because she's up in the snowy far north of Scotland,
Oh,
she
wow.
knows what will grow in our garden. So she recommends
Mm.
things. And she got me into growing these because they're so fast. So it can be like 40, 50 days and you're getting crops and stuff.
Oh, wow, that
So it's
quick.
cool. hmm They're so
That's
you have to
good.
try some. Really cool.
Micro. I'll look them up. That's gonna be my, I thought
That's
I
your
was
thing for this
prepared
year.
now, and now I feel
Okay,
I'm not.
you've just shocked someone now. Are you ready for this? Look at that.
I can't
Oh.
eat chocolate. No, I can't. I can't. I used to be able to kind of sneak the odd bite in, but now my rubbish body has decided, no, you can't have any kind of dairy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't have
Aging
any
sucks,
chocolate.
doesn't it? It just ruins everything. Your body just rebels against you.
I know, and it's just I've hit 40 and everything's just like
Your raised beds
downhill.
get higher and higher.
Yeah, yeah.
You should have
I've
seen me try to get
put them
up
in.
yesterday. I'd crouched down to get I just struggling and shouting at help.
Oh, I do
Oh,
find that when you're in the garden and you're kind of kneeling down and you're weeding and I've got one of those things now where it's got the little arms on the
yeah.
sides that you
The
kind of
kneeling
oof
thing, yeah.
yourself up.
We've started the whole thing now with sarcasm over the food, right? Okay, there's a story behind this one. So Claire,
Decent.
at the veg plot thickens, doesn't eat pizza or pasta, so we all think she's weird. Who doesn't eat pizza and No. So
Pasta
we'll
I
be
love.
taking the mickey out of her this week.
Do love pasta.
Okay then. So we've only got a wee bit of time left. Do you have a last little thing for the guys then? A last little bit of advice to get them going, or a little bit of excitement for them? Something that you'd recommend they try, get seeds from?
My only advice to anyone would be to just sow it. If you don't sow it, you're not going to grow it. So
Oh, there's almost a
just have
motto there
it.
for your channel.
And just give it a go. If it doesn't work out, like aubergine, this is my third year trying
Mhm.
aubergines, and just keep trying, and eventually you will find something that works for your garden. But if you don't have those failures, if everything grew really, really well in your garden, then it would be the perfect garden, and
Yeah,
that's not
that's
reality,
not normal. Yeah,
unfortunately. No.
I like
So
that motto.
that would
If you don't
be
sow it, you can't grow it.
I think someone in my allotment society said that, because I was looking in because the shop, we've got like a little shop and they sell seeds in there as well. So if you do have on any of your sort of gardens or allotment sites somewhere where they have a shop,
Mhm.
I would encourage someone to go in there because they are what I call the old school gardeners, and they'll
Yeah,
tell you what they grow and what's worked well in your garden or allotment, and you can just give it a go. So
yeah.
that's one of the reasons
If
I
you
grew
don't
one of
sow it,
beans.
you can't grow it, folks. You heard it here first.
That's it.
But I have to do the whole shameless plug for my own stuff now because, it has to be done. But eagle-eyed folks for the last few months may have noticed our channel logo on our videos have changed. So this, now I'm right-handed and this is the wrong way around. Ready, set, sew. This is what we're going to be doing this year, and lovely logo designed by Kate's very own hands.
She's
So
very
if you
arty.
wonder, she's very arty. I am so not. But if one of our lovely moderators could help out as well, I did see a comment. Someone was asking for details of where to get micro tomatoes. So if somebody can share the link for Camilla, that'd be fabulous. But that's us then. We've only got 5 minutes left. So that is your little tip for everyone then. Just give it a go. And I think it is it's like the lovely Steve used to say, stick it in the ground. What's the worst that can happen?
That's
It'll
it.
either grow or it won't. Just give it a go. Try things. Just take a risk. It might be the most amazing thing ever. It might be so exciting.
Yeah.
And, as long as you haven't spent a fortune on chocolate cosmos seeds that don't germinate, then you're golden. Go for the 5,000 carrot seeds and give it a try. I used to do purple carrots. Really liked those.
They would be quite interesting.
They were purple outside and orange inside. So I used to slice them with a vegetable peeler for salad.
Yeah.
Big long ribbons of them with the colours. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I went through a couple of years where I only grew wacky coloured things. So it was like everything was purple for a bit and stuff.
Could you eat it though? Because I find that, so Christmas one year we put cabbage in with I think it was cabbage in with the Brussels sprouts, like red cabbage, and they turned everything purple. And I couldn't eat
Kate
it.
makes the most awesome purple carrot soup. It messes with your head.
Yes, it's that
It's like really
thing.
bright purple, really. Tastes great though. Okie dokes then. Just stick it in the ground, give it a try, because what's the worst that can happen? Just if you don't sow it, you can't grow it. Don't spend a fortune on fancy seed packets if you don't have to, because you can get them much cheaper. Don't get funny about seed companies, because sometimes they may actually all be the same company but just different branding. Anything else? One more tip?
Save your seeds. It's cheaper.
Save your seeds. Yeah. If
Just
you can.
go.
If something bolts, don't pull it up. Just say, just tell everyone you did it on purpose. That's your seed saving bed. No, it didn't bolt. No, that's my seed saving bed.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that the other day because I had a year where my carrots all bolted, an entire bed of carrots. Now I would have just saved seeds from them.
I didn't even think of saving the seeds. I saw they bolted and I thought, they're no good. Just whip them out. And someone was screaming at the TV going, no!
Don't do it. We've got one last question and one last one to fit in. I think it's very appropriate. Best kind of beginner veg to try. So you said that you started out with tomatoes and radishes. That was what you were recommended. I would probably say, if you've got a greenhouse, to tomatoes, because it's much easier to learn about it all that way if you can control it. Beginner veg. I'm going to say beetroot, actually. I've never had a bad year with beetroot.
Beetroot's an easy one to grow.
And it's quite fast once it gets going. And there's loads you can do with beetroot. You'd be surprised. It is not just for pickling. It's a really gorgeous, sweet thing. Nor chips. But you can make crisps.
Yeah.
What do the Americans call crisps again? Chips, they call them chips. I got all confused there. But yeah. Beetroot, I think. And if you want to do interesting, you get choggier beetroot that's got the rings, concentric rings, so dark and light. They look awesome in a salad.
They look really good. Really good.
Told you, I've grown all the weird stuff.
I'm going to try those this year, the Chigotia, definitely.
I'll tell you what, give them a go. Let me know how you get on. But here
crossed.
is one interesting thing to end on tonight then to do with seeds. Because we spoke about beetroot. Beetroot seeds, if you sow one of your beetroot seeds, you will get more than one plant because it's a multi-seed. It's not just one seed, it's a little cluster of seeds. So there you go.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So there you go. That's our interesting fact on seeds for tonight.
Why do I only get one?
Well,
What am I doing wrong?
But But there we go. So all the fun of the fair when it comes to buying your seeds and organising your seeds and getting going for the coming year, because there is still heaps of time. We're not too late now. I know people worry when they see people on YouTube and Instagram sowing seeds in January. There's heaps of time. But that is
Yeah,
us.
definitely.
So it has been fabulous having you tonight. And I
Lovely
hope you
coming.
will pop back and come and have a good natter again later in the year. And you can tell us all about your runner bean adventures and the seeds you've saved. And
Definitely. Thank you for having me. Thank you for
excellent.
inviting me.
Thank you. And I hope everybody had loads of fun. And we will see you again at the end of next month. See you, folks.
Bye.